What it do, KTTeeV? This is KT, and I'm coming at you live with another episode of the virtual series. On this series, we talk to educational leaders, teachers, as well as parents. And we have a special treat today. We have Miss Danielle Collins from Guyman Public Schools. How you doing today, Miss Collins?
I'm good. I'm good.
I wanted to say thank you for taking some time out as we go through the quarantine and the virus and just staying safe with each other. First off, how are you? How's everything on your end?
We're good here in Guyman. I should speak collectively for everyone, but I would say as a community, everyone's doing really well. We have a few local orders and procedures that we've been going through as far as just staying safe, staying home as much as possible. A lot of our businesses have, if you work in an office, all office staff is able to work from home. But we do have a huge production of pork. We have a pork processing plant. It's classified as an essential industry. And so we can't stop production. And so we have a lot of our, probably I would say about half of our town works there. I think it's a somewhat difficult situation because you do the best you can to self-quarantine and to stay safe. But at the same time, people have to work. They have to make money to be able to feed their kids and provide for their families. And so as a whole, the community is great. And I think most people, it's surprising the kindness and the generosity that you see in people that you never expected. I think in crisis and situations like this, it's very evident that people do. There's a good soul, good spirit in everybody.
You do see that. I look online and I see the CEOs of companies saying, "Oh, I'll let my salary go to pay our employees." So I
Yeah.
agree, but it's what's needed right now. Can you give people your role in your district?
So I am currently the Director of Communications and Public Relations for Guyman Public Schools. I just took over this position. It's actually newly created. We're a small town, but we are a 5A school. So we have a student body of 3,100. And so we realized there's got to be someone that's in charge of communicating with our parents, our teachers, our students, all stakeholders.
Give me a little bit about the makeup of the district and what plan are you all putting in place?
Our state Board of Education voted to close school buildings and facilities for the rest of the year. And so we would do distance learning from now until May 15th, essentially. And so one of the things that they ask of us is that we do a survey within our admin team of how many kids will actually have access to Wi-Fi, to internet, to computers even once we go to distance learning. And so as we're filling it out, we start realizing that so many of our kids do not have access to those things. I would say we had probably almost half of our students that would not have and will not have access to Wi-Fi or to internet. There's a lot of moving parts and a lot of plans that have changed by the hour probably as we try to figure out what's best for our students. Within our district, we have over 40 different languages that are spoken, which I know people don't believe, but it's absolutely true. And so that in itself is a unique perspective and just I think a subgroup that we have because of our industries that we have here. And so not only they have no access to internet or Wi-Fi, but limited English at home. So everything we give out is in English. And so we're working to find a fair and equitable solution for as many kids and parents as we can.
If you do go online, what are some of the platforms that you have already looked into using?
So we are a Google for Education district. And so our 5th grade through 12th grade campuses are using Google Classroom. And so they're already very familiar with it, and so are the students. And so we're not so worried about them. It's really the little ones that probably need the most face-to-face contact with the teacher, don't have a platform like Google Classroom. And so before I got on the podcast, I was we're going to put together a Google site just full of resources and links for parents and students to have in our pre-K through fourth grade. And then we will actually, we are doing breakfast and lunch for our district. And so we'll actually have pencil and paper assignments and activities for them to do. And so then they can come pick those up at those sites. And then when they're finished, they can just drop them back off with us.
Like, what is some of the feedback, or how's that contact going between you and the parent?
So through our Facebook page, and that's really, I would say, the only platform that we have where we do get a lot of feedback and comments. And I would say overwhelmingly, we've had a lot of positive feedback. We started feeding kids on Monday, and the first day, of course, 8 o'clock rolls around, and there's hardly any kids. And we're worried because we're wondering why kids aren't showing up. But our numbers, I think we maybe 200 was the first day. And then today we ended with over 1,000 meals served. And so parents are very grateful for that. And then the resources that we've provided, I think just knowing what's going on makes them a sense of comfort that they just kind of know what's going on and what to expect. And so we're doing our best.
Is your district doing anything to be intentional about the socialization, like pushing hangouts or anything like that?
We are definitely. And that's what we worked on today. Before we had restricted access to most of our video, like anything where they could chat. So we've opened all of those up. And so kids will be able to access their cameras, their webcams, to do, if they want to do a Google Hangout, if they were to use Zoom also. And so anything that we can provide for them, we're trying to do.
How has this impacted you personally? I guess personally and professionally.
I have no choice but to read the news and look at everything every day. Um, and I try to filter out, I guess, the things that the misinformation as much as possible. Some of it is absolutely fact. And even though it scares me at times or just worries me, the potential of the pandemic and what could happen, they're the facts. And so we have to just accept that, I think. And then, but I think that everybody has to take care of themselves. I think work will be there when this is all said and done and over. But if we aren't selfish in what we do and then consider how it affects other people, what we do, then I think we're doing a big disservice to ourselves and to others.
Yes, I understand totally what you mean. Stay safe.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
just be patient and listen. Every person that I've had on is pretty much the same advice. Just follow directions. Is there any advice that you would give to anyone who is affected by this and really needs something to help them get through in education?
I would say rely on other people. There's so many educators that are in the same boat. And I think just depending on and knowing that everyone genuinely wants to help and we're all in it together. And I think it's okay to be overwhelmed and have those fears and anxieties, but know that someone probably more than likely has been through that same situation and that feeling already, even if it was just yesterday. But just relying on someone else and letting them help pull you through, and then returning the favor because someone else is going to feel that same way tomorrow.
That'll do it. I sure appreciate those words of encouragement and positivity, Ms.
Yeah.
Collins. And also, thank you again for your time today. Okay, that will do it. This is KT for KTTeeV signing out. 100.